Hello. We'd like to take a moment to share some of our experiences on our recent trip to our sister parish, San Max Kolbe in Comiaguela, Honduras, with Father Marc and some other OLG parishioners. And we'd also like to share a little bit about our relationship with San Max. And a good way to introduce that relationship is through the lens of our spiritual journey, which has three parts. There's the interior journey, which is our personal relationship with Jesus Christ. There's the ecclesial journey, where that relationship with Christ is nurtured, developed, and celebrated in the life of the church. And there's the journey of action, where we are called to use the charisms, or the gifts that we've received from the Holy Spirit, and we're sent to bring Christ out into the world through our deeds and through our words. And that holds reasonably true for our relationship with San Max. Our identity is in our relationship with each other. That relationship is nurtured and developed, celebrated in the life of the church, where we are profoundly connected through the Word of God and through the sacraments. And we partner with each other. We share our gifts with each other to bring Christ out into our communities and to serve the needs of others. But it all begins with relationship.
You know, I think the sister parish relationship with San Max is important as another source of an instrument through which we can grow in faith. You know, it's tremendous to have the ability to have a sister parish relationship, and you know, and folks may see that, wow, I want to be part of this. You know, either visiting San Max, or praying together, you know, on our every month Skype calls, or coming to, you know, meetings, monthly meetings, or just being kind of in solidarity and praying for members of the committee. But there's different ways to get involved.
One thing that amazed me when we initially came down to the city, in Tegucigalpa, is that so many of the parishioners were ecstatic to meet us, to welcome us, and to thank us. And the people of Honduras are very, very affectionate to begin with. And it was almost difficult to receive so much love because they were so grateful for the relationship that we have, for the ways that we've shared the faith, the ways that we've shared what we have, the ways that we've shared prayer. And it was almost hard to accept all that because they were so excited to show their gratitude.
I believe that in this union of sister parishes, language differences are not important. Neither is color nor race. What is important is what we have inside our hearts. In regard to the similarities between San Max and Our Lady of Grace, I believe the similarity is the dedication we have to other people. We are two equal parishes, united in faith, love, and justice.
You know, we're one universal church. We follow the same Christ, and that's His calling for us to unite with people, language barrier or not, but the culture and living with them and knowing them a little bit more actually strengthens us as a community and also help us grow spiritually.
It was different. You know, we actually went to parishioners' homes, and it was amazing. Before we went into their homes, we actually stopped at one of the little churches, and while they were interviewing one of the parishioners, I sat and looked out at the window, and I looked out at the community that we were about to visit parishioners in, and I saw poverty. I saw extreme poverty. It was tin roofs, just sheets of tin, and extreme poverty. And then we went into the community and went into people's houses. And I'll never forget one of the ladies that we visited. she was taking care of her adult daughter with cerebral palsy, and she was explaining, and as I was sitting in her house and looking around at, her one picture in the entire house that was from at least 20 years ago, from when her daughter was very young, and the very little that she had in that house. And she said how much she appreciated because I think it was the mayor had given her a piece of tin so that her head wouldn't get wet. And that was her roof of her shack that we were in. And how much that meant to her. And she appreciated so much a piece of tin. And it was funny that through my eyes I was seeing everything she didn't have. And I was seeing all that there wasn't in San Max. And in her eyes, she saw all that she did have, which to me was just a piece of tin, but it meant the world to her.
To be together and to be celebrating the Eucharist and the Mass was the best part of the trip for me. To be worshiping the Lord and just to be really deepening in love for each other, I just saw it happen. I saw it happen in the Mass. I saw it happen in the fellowship afterward. And this sister parish relationship, as we always say, it's not just about giving assistance to each other, it's about being a family together, even across many miles. And I saw it happen just in spades.
I went to Mass a lot of times, and even though I heard the same gospel a lot of times, I felt like each time it felt different just because of the different Masses we were going to too, and you can tell that Jesus' presence was there.
Mass was different because people came together so much more at, sharing of peace be with you. Normally we shake hands. My husband and I, my children and I hug, but everybody else who shake hands with, all of the children, they go up to the priest up front. The kids come running from all over and give you hugs. People truly share peace with you. They want to hug you. They make you feel so welcome during Mass. And Mass wasn't about dictating rules and what you should follow. It was more about just joining together and being a family together and enjoying time with each other.
I was really taken by how sad I was to leave. I had only been there about 5 days, and I felt like Jesus at the Last Supper saying, I have to leave you now, and I know this will make you sad. This saddens me. The final Mass we had, as I'm saying Mass, I was brought to tears because I'd really fallen in love with these people. One day strangers, a couple days later, they're like in my heart. And so I knew like Jesus, I had to go, but to be able to pray with them one last time and to dine with them one last time was very special, and really felt the presence of Christ there.
Bueno, darme todo, si Dios me dio la vida, y entonces yo creo que tengo que servir.
I believe that I have to serve, as they say, living and serving.
El vivir es servir.
So if you don't know how to serve, you don't know how to live. Don't you agree?
Yo quiero servir a los demás.
I want to serve others. That's why I thank God that He has placed me on this path.
Le doy gracias a Dios que me ha puesto en este camino. Siento que Dios
I feel that God doesn't leave us alone. He always accompanies us. The primary manifestation of God is in introducing us to people who have a good heart and who help make it possible for us to help others.
As we're visiting homes one day, we enter into this home of a woman who is the mother of several children, and she's telling us how because of the educational ministry fund that our two parishes work together on, that recently she didn't have to choose between buying rice for her family and then buying a school uniform to send her son to school. And I think all of us, we've kind of heard those stories, we've received mailings about this kind of thing, and we've read those kind of stories where it's like, do I choose my child's future or do I choose food on the table? And hearing it in her own language and understanding it in Spanish and seeing her face as she's saying it, just pierced me, pierced my heart. Like, wow, this is really a big deal. Like, this is a huge difference, and I can see it in her family. Just an amazing, amazing moment on our trip.
So one of the things that the San Max community does very well is that they invest a lot of their time and efforts and funds with the education ministry. Throughout the year, they have a lot of activities that they have some fundraisers to help contribute to ensure that some of these kids actually go to the schools and be citizens of society, for them to grow up and make sure that they have the right tools and resources to become a hardworking adult and they can contribute throughout the society. They have partnered with us to help them in their education ministry, and what we did here in Our Lady of Grace as a parish is we do an initiative during Advent. We do an Advent tree where parishioners help and they participate to support the education ministry with our sister parish in Honduras. The way that they're transforming lives is, and I think that's the best feeling in the world for us who are really close on making sure that this initiative is part of our parish through them. But receiving letters and hearing out the kids and reading what they have to say about us on how impactful it is and how thankful they are because of what we're able to do and to contribute. But I think to me the most personal, I guess, experience was to actually go on a mission trip and to hear them out and say, hey, by the way, you know, what you guys do, it helps my kid go to school instead of being and running on the streets or joining gangs. I think what touched me the most is that a lot of the folks that we help are single mothers with 2 or 3 kids that they wouldn't have any other way if it was not because of us and all the activities that community does to ensure that the kids have some type of education. So I think it has been very impactful for me, for the members of the committee, that we've been part of this for the last 2 years, and we hope to continue to help them out in any way that we can.
We have first to thank God because He is sending you to help us with financial support. But I realize that you are also helping us to grow spiritually. You are also not only helping us with the uniforms and school supplies, but you are helping us so our kids can come to church. They can come here to study and to learn values, which is the most important thing we see.
I would like to tell a brief story. 1 year ago, I was a boy with many dreams. My family was having economic problems. I received a scholarship and a uniform that I still keep it with pride. I wanted to say thank you very much. I don't have words to express many thanks. You are a people with a beautiful heart. May God bless you.
My name is Oscar Daniel. Several years ago, my family had many problems. You gave me hope because you gave me notebooks and pencils. With that, we can move forward. Now that you visited us, I can say thank you because you have helped me so much. You have helped me to keep going forward with my dreams. Thank you.
So it's definitely important to experience Honduran culture because it gives you a different perspective in life, and I think we all really need that. It just hits you at that moment, and it definitely makes you think in a different way. And the things we did was visit Picacho, the Basilica of Suyapa. We went to Cayos Cochinos to visit Garifuna culture. We went to Pico Bonito, which is Rio Zacate, and we hiked up for 2 hours, and then we went to this beautiful heaven-like place. And I think just seeing the beauty of all those places, it just makes you love the culture more and makes you love the people in it, and I feel like it's a whole package.
The parish put on a cultural night for us in one of the final nights we were there, and it was just several hours of beautiful music and dancing and kind of folklore from their culture. And it was amazing to see how rich their culture is, that they preserved so many of these beautiful traditions that they love. Being Honduran, they have a great, deep love for their heritage. And to me it just spoke volumes about how much that allows them to be family.
Un poco peligrosa.
¿Peligrosa? Sí, no lo entiendo.
Es muy natural en ella. Y a veces le dan por tirar pataditas.
Si tú quieres bailar, sopa de caracol. Aquí anda el noveno de Globo TV también.
Con otros ojos te ves de verla. No es significa mirarla con otros ojos, vas a merecerla. La 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 la
Burning for a while. Yeah! I'm still going! Oh, I love it! Oh! Jorge, goal!
No way, he did. He saved it.
Oh, man, he's the best of this.
Yes, I got your no sirve, se quemó.
Hay mucho viento.
Mucho viento. No, para allá no, para allá.
Hola, agradezco mucho su colaboración.
I am very grateful for your collaboration, your time, your great heart, your availability to come to our community, to interact with us and to get to know us. It has been a marvelous experience, both going to Minnesota and you coming here. I hope you've had a beautiful experience and have met many people. Many thanks for everything.
We hope you enjoyed our video. And if you'd like to learn more about our relationship with San Max, or maybe you'd like to get involved, or maybe you'd like to join us on our next mission trip to San Max, feel free to contact any member of our Sister Parish Committee, or you can contact Melissa Miller in the parish office.